Okay, so in just a moment, we're going to be taking a deep dive with moderator Adam Weiss as he leads a panel discussion specifically from representatives of the agency holding companies. They're going to be weighing in on what the cost is when it comes to underestimating the affiliate channel. I'm personally very excited for this panel. I wanted to moderate it myself, but we've graciously given the opportunity to Adam. So buckle up. I think it's going to be a cool one. And with that, let's welcome Adam and the panelists to the stage.
All right. Hey, everyone. So, oh, that was loud. Start with some introductions real quick. My name's Adam. Been in the industry for about 20 years. I do some advising and consulting on the publisher side of the business. Thank you more on the Partnerize team for having me here. And start by introducing the panel. Start with Jade.
Hi, everyone.
What's that?
I said ladies first.
Of course.
You have James and Jade. If you hear Jade, we're like, who speaks? I'm Jade, head of affiliate and partnerships at Dentsu International.
Great. And I'm Patricia Marinjay. I'm the head of affiliate marketing at Neo Media World, also Group M, also WPP and Mindshare. I always say I don't care what you call me, just call me. So.
My name is David James Stewart. I am VP of Business Development for Matterkind, which is a programmatic performance arm of IPG. I've been in the performance media space for 20 plus years.
Awesome. It's good to have someone else who's been in this space for many years. Wish my hair was.
No, I'm still going.
So when we think about the industry and the agency's role in the industry, 5, maybe even 10 years ago, big holding companies arguably didn't even have much of an affiliate offering. So I wanted to start the panel by talking about what's changed over the last few years that has led to where we are today. So maybe Patricia, we'll start with you.
Sure. So I switched from Rakuten Linkshare.
I remember that.
Oh, yeah. About 6 years ago and came over to Neo. We were known as Neo at Ogilvy at the time, and now we're part of Group M. But at the time, it was 6 affiliate people with 1 giant client and 1 tiny client. And I kind of came in and I was like, wait, why is this all that there is? Like, you have so many amazing clients. Let's go out there and add more to it. I want to have a bigger team. And the answer was, well, we don't really know what that is. So the first thing I did was I spent probably my first 2 years within the group. I created an affiliate 101 designed to speak to traditional media people and just kind of went around and said, this is what affiliate is. This is how it can help you. This is how, by having us as part of the marketing mix, your overall ROAS looks better. So you can do more testing with other things by just giving us that small percentage of the budget. And you talk to enough people, eventually, I think they came around to it, and then you started to have some clients slowly raising their hands and being like, hey, I read about this thing in eMarketer, because now more legitimate, press organizations are talking about us, and so they're like, what is this thing? Do I need to do it? So yeah, I think, and then also, SaaS platforms like Partnerize coming in and actually making it so that you can decouple your servicing from your platform and bring it in-house to your agency, I think also really helps.
And David James, your perspective on this in terms of what took so long for this change to sort of happen?
Yeah, I think it was sort of a black box. It was couponing and deals. That's what affiliate was known as. I think still a lot of people think that. I think the evolution with the agencies really happened when all of a sudden the publishers that we were creating P&Ps with, like partnerships with, were talking about affiliate, right? They were realizing they had another revenue stream. And it sort of cued in the directors and people who were having the conversations with those publishers around, wait, what are we going to do in affiliate? What does that mean for us? So there was this migration from affiliate was just low in backbone, low funnel deals to, wait, these are my publishers that I've been working with in programmatic that are now talking about affiliate, and why are we not doing that? So.
Was there like a point in time, though, where that happened, where this light bulb went off? Was it, when a certain...
Grind. It was a grind to get to it. So a lot of them, even when they would sort of bring it up, they didn't realize what that really meant. They would say, yeah, they're talking about doing things on an affiliate basis or a performance basis. And it took the people who knew to step in and go, wait, we should be part of that. We should be having that discussion with supplying our advertisers to their affiliate channel, to their affiliate, the new vertical that they were creating.
Jay, do you think it was almost like a desire for access, right? Seeing that, we heard from the Wirecutter this morning and folks like BuzzFeed getting into the space. Was it the need for access to those publishers and realizing that this was a way in?
Yeah, in addition to what the others have shared, oftentimes with agencies, it's like a big client or multiple clients start inquiring, hey, we want these partnerships. We want to have our brand on Wirecutter or on Rakuten or on this or that. How do we get these partnerships? And so then they find somebody like me who was good at doing paid search, programmatic, display, willing to learn. Hey, you figure out this affiliate thing.
You're the fixer?
And so, it's multi-channel at heart in nature. And so they didn't understand it. They just knew that there were now clients asking for this support and for this service. And so a lot of times that's when they start to pay attention to that. What is affiliate? What is partnership marketing? Who can help us with this?
So is it the kind of client's request that drives it then? Especially when you think about, we've heard folks talk today too about paid search and programmatic and paid media. Like, what took that shift in investment to happen into affiliate, where for so long it was kind of like a no-brainer for these other channels?
I mean, I'll say that Neo started their affiliate practice because a brand came to Neo and said, we need an agency with a global footprint to service us. None of the affiliate agencies have that footprint. Can you hire affiliate people in these places that we need it? And that's kind of how it started, was after one big client asked.
Interesting.
Yeah, I agree. It also was senior leadership, surprising as it may be, that didn't understand what affiliate was. And then the moment they started realizing how much money was in affiliate and how much was migrating to affiliate, and we didn't have a practice, it was, why are we not doing this? We need to be doing this. So I think the combination of clients coming to us and saying, hey, we want to be doing this because you're already our AOR, we're already running media for you, but also once you unpack it and you realize how much is in the space, why would they not want to be a part of it?
So it was touched on, I think, on every panel today, but do you also think that the channel itself, it might have taken a while to get to where we're at from a maturity perspective because of some historic beliefs about who the channel is that maybe held us up over the years, and for senior folks to realize what the opportunity is? Jade, maybe I'll start with you.
Yeah, I mean, education is a big part of affiliate, and it's evolved so much over the course of even just the past couple of years. We speak about people thinking of it, they're a coupon incentive deal. Well, now those partners are offering full funnel solutions. Yep. So if you say, I want to work with this coupon partner, well, they also do email, they have content, they have influencers now, and they have this piece of tech to help do push notifications. So it's not that cut and dry anymore. And so even just the evolution of the partners in general, the tech, all of that is changing over time. And I think it can be difficult to educate on affiliate because they want to oversimplify it, right? To the sense that you have paid media, like paid search or paid social. There's an engine and an algorithm. You put a budget and it helps target. Well, we don't have an engine or an algorithm. We are the engines and the algorithm. So it's just kind of letting know that there's still a human element, that you do have to establish a partnership and you have to strategize with those partners. Mm-hmm. But that's where the power is in really coming up with the strategy according to the business needs or what needs to happen for that brand at that time. But they want to be able to say in the attribution funnel, affiliate is just lower. It's not, we can do a full funnel approach. And
so you said something interesting though, and I think Matt touched on this morning, but is one of the challenges the idea that, there is technology, clearly, but we need people, right? And kind of reconciling that against other channels that typically are very automated. Trisha, you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, one of the first things I do when I talk to, a client lead is just say, before we start having this conversation, I will get you very excited. You're definitely going to want to do this. But when I show you my staffing plan to my media ratio, you're going to flip out because that's how kind of traditional digital media channels work. It's, they have this huge budget, and then the staffing ratio, they don't need a lot of people because it's just, there's algorithm-based, it's bidding, it's automated. But for affiliate, it's like, yeah, for me to go out there and create, 50 partnerships for you, that's 200 conversations at least to happen. And, you can't go into Rakuten Rewards and place a bid. You've got to get in touch with Troy and see what's going on there. So you kind of have to explain that in the beginning, that it is a very labor-intensive channel, and just kind of reset expectations and kind of say, I remember one of my first slides when I did that 101 was affiliate is this, it is not that, and the not was kind of traditional digital stuff.
Gotcha. Can you share those slides with everybody?
I think to that point as well is that traditional AORs think of things in a programmatic media perspective, or search or social, where you have this set budget, and this is the set budget that we're going to test with, and they don't realize that within affiliate, until you educate them on it, that within affiliate, it's a relationship game that takes a long time to get into a ramp-up period, and it isn't just a set, hey, give me $100,000 and I'm going to test this. You're committing to a year-long commitment for us to build that relationship, to make it work for your brand. And that was really hard, and it's still really hard for them to wrap their head around when you're moving them into this channel, because they think, oh, well, here's my $100,000 test budget. Let's see what it does. And you're going, for the quarter. No, that's not how this is going to work.
When we think about some of those historic perceptions, are they held by senior folks at the agencies? Not that I want to call out your bosses or anything, or is it the client themselves? I guess, who is it that still maybe has some of these beliefs where we need to shift the thinking?
I will say my leadership team is wonderful and very supportive of my career, so thank you. But I do include, again, in that 101 deck that I will offer for sale after this, an evolution of affiliate timeline, essentially, because inevitably there is some very senior person in the room who ran something 15 years ago when it was the guys in their mom's basements with their coupon sites. And then you have to say, well, no, because now companies are being bought for billions of dollars. So you could just have to kind of reframe it, and I find just doing that at the very beginning, just to get it out, one of you thinks this isn't true, now let's move forward.
I guess maybe another way to frame the question too is, I believe the last numbers I saw, maybe 80% of retailers have an affiliate program. The 20% that don't, who in that organization needs to have their minds changed, and what are some of those things that you all have experienced when you're pitching business then, that maybe are perceptions of the channel that need to change, or other things that perhaps they're not realizing are true opportunities in the channel?
I mean, I think it's certainly, if you can get the CMO to realize what's going on, that's going to help everybody down the line. A digital media buyer, digital media strategist, right? Those people typically, again, have not touched this channel traditionally, so they don't quite understand it. So if you can get them over the hump to understand it, then you're in a good spot. Back to your point, my leadership is fantastic, and the people who get it really get it. It's the mid-tier managers, the ones who are servicing our clients on a daily basis, who are having to get them educated up to speed, because they're the ones who are dealing with that client, and get to hear someone say affiliate, where typically you would zone out and say, that's affiliate, that's not us, we don't deal with that, I don't even know what that is. Now you're having to get them to cue in to go, you need to understand why that's important for your business, because affiliate drives a lot of what you're doing, and you just don't even know it.
Yep.
Yeah.
The client doesn't know it.
I want to actually go back to something that Jade mentioned earlier, which I think is a really good point. How essentially I've always felt like publishers, an affiliate itself, it's almost like a channel of channels, right? Publishers do a lot of different things. It's not just a loyalty site. They offer coupons, they write content sites have coupons, et cetera. But we as a channel tend to classify publishers. Do you feel that kind of ends up creating more challenges for us, and does it make it more complex in terms of managing the channel?
It does, and that's why it's important to have those who are speaking to the channel, selling it part of the conversation early on. That's something that Dentsu's been great at. Whenever we have a client that has that need, or it could be supportive to their performance, they're bringing me in at the beginning of the conversation because the strategy is going to be different depending on the product, depending on where they are in the stream of their business, how much their budget is, all of that. And so you do have to educate on what it is. They usually don't have the right impression from the get-go, or part of it's right and part of it's wrong. So starting the conversation is the first key, but you need to have the right person in the beginning to set those expectations, establish, yes, this is something we can do, yes, we can do that, it will look like this, instead of someone else pitching the channel, coming up with a strategy, and then you're coming in on the tail end like, well, why'd you tell them we could do that?
David, James, or Patricia have a point of view there?
I mean, what's affiliate? Affiliate is just partnerships. Affiliate is influencers. Affiliate is brand to brand. Affiliate is, it can be everything and anything. So I think the definition of an affiliate partner is no longer what it used to be. Again, like if you just think couponing deal sites, which is, I think, historically what they think about in this channel. So you do, I mean, being able to have that conversation early stops the fragmentation of those audiences. I can't tell you how many clients we talk about saying, oh, well, we have a social media strategy, and then we have a influencer strategy, and then we have a brand-to-brand partnership strategy team. None of them are talking to each other. None of them are measuring the success of the programs across each one of them. So the sooner you can cultivate that conversation, the faster you get to being able to have, this is really what affiliate is, and it's all on one platform for you.
It's almost like managing a portfolio in a sense, right? You want to have diversified publisher mix and make sure that, yeah. Speaking of kind of classification, right, of publishers, clearly there's been a shift to content. A lot more of the content players kind of coming to the space and playing a bigger role in the portfolio. Has that changed your approaches as agencies towards how you manage the channel? Patricia?
I think it means we need a little more staff on our teams because it is a little bit more work to work with the content sites because you really have to develop those relationships and figure out, well, what is important to the editors when they're kind of considering things. And then also managing your clients because, I can get you live on Retail Me Not really easily, but I can't make a Condé Nast editor write about this product if they didn't really want to. That would be SpawnCon, and that's not what we do.
What about you, David James?
Yeah, I think exactly it. The ability to run across all the different partners that you want to run across takes a lot of bandwidth and takes a lot of effort. And so there is a need for the ability to have expertise across all of those channels and then look at the world differently. So yes, content is a big player. We look at every vertical within affiliate has its place within the buy. So that doesn't mean if you were 99% all couponing, that all has to go away, but it means that you need to diversify to make sure that if one of those couponing sites gets bought up by your competitor, you're not left out in the cold because you just gave away half of your inventory.
So it sounds like it does create complexity in terms of managing a program.
Yeah, something that I've seen is just more so where the budget comes from. Like sometimes they might say, well, you need to talk to the brand team because that's upper funnel and making sure that you're working closely with brand and get the budget from there. So it may just be working again with your planning team, your strategist, or the integrated marketing team to just secure the funding, and explain to them, that this may not have a 12x ROAS, but that we're doing it because that clearly has a strategic play in if we're recommending that or if that's something the brand wants to do. So for me, it's more so just like conversations about where the budget comes from, and I find that I tend to work more with the brand team in-house at that advertiser than maybe the performance or e-commerce lead.
You all find that there's a lot of kind of cross-functional work that starts to happen here because of that, like reaching out to other budget holders to have access to particular publishers?
I think that's the dream. That's the. I mean, when it happens correctly, yes, that's what happens, but it's not always how it happens.
I mean, in a perfect world where everybody's playing nicely in their sandboxes together, you would be able to pair your content affiliate work with the awareness group that has all the branding money and kind of figure out is there a way to make more of both of these things if we bring it together. And I think that's where, the big agencies like us are going to, because we do have access to that kind of cross-functional, brand awareness and performance budgets. But it is an uphill battle, and I feel like we've only just gotten the boulder a foot up.
Well, so we talked about kind of education internally and with the brands, and talked about kind of the publisher portfolio mix. Are there things as well that will help advance the channel from the agency perspective when it comes to technology? I know it's kind of broad, but
This is your point, so I will take it
Yeah.
to remember what you said, but it's a very good point.
I think the AORs, we are very conditioned to look at the third-party ad server report, and that's how we measure everything. So everything's tagged through there, and that's how we measure success. And being able to either have, I know that was mentioned earlier about Partnerize being able to somehow feed some of that data in, either doing that or being able to tag it through a third-party ad server. I mean, if you think about it the way that it's set up now, affiliate's going to win because it's a last touch model. So it only helps if you're able to tag it with an ad server that then when you look at your bigger overarching addressable media buy, it's going to be a great performer. But I think that's been a big challenge, even from the agency perspective in picking up affiliate. It's because it's really hard to measure, and it's really difficult when you get asked those questions of, here's my search buy, here's my social buy, here's my programmatic buy, here's all the conversions that you got. Oh, and here's this other channel that we got conversions. Well, how many of those are duplicated? No clue, can't tell you. So I think there is a need to be able to have a point of truth that we can look to very simply to say, here's the conversion that you got for your program, and I'm running your addressable programmatic search, social, and your affiliate, and it's all right here.
we're close.
I think it can happen. I've talked with a bunch of my colleagues here at Partnerize about how that can happen for different brands that we're bringing in. So it's not perfect, though, right? It's still not perfect.
Tricia, is there technology that you would prioritize in terms of being successful managing programs for clients?
I mean, I think the first one would be if we brands or some magical company can come up with a proper way to do the mixed media attribution, because anytime I've had a client that does it, one of my favorite stories was I was in a meeting with a large department store, and their new CMO came in and he was like, I'm gonna cut your budget, I don't like this affiliate stuff. We're running this attribution thing, so you're gonna lose your budget after that. And I was like, oh, okay, it's fine. And then it came back, and then they actually increased my budget by 30% because they realized that we were driving new customers, we were driving high-value customers, we were capable of selling very luxurious items through the channel. And so I think if the system could figure out proper attribution for our channel next to others, we will win.
Yeah.
But until that truly happens, I think we will still kind of be plagued with this thought of being truly bottom funnel coupon type stuff.
Yeah, I think it's an immense challenge, and we're waiting for tech to meet that challenge. I would probably say, and not to go down the black hole of attribution, but I mean, that's what kind of we've been talking about today. People are talking about focusing on ROAS. Brands will look to affiliate to sort of bring up the overall ROAS for performance marketing. And with that, when you ask for more budget, it's like, yeah, but overall, if your ROAS isn't so high, everything's going to go down. Like, there's a lot of just, you're assigned for this, you're known for that, so stick to it. And you have to kind of break through those barriers to test, to kind of play around with it and say, well, our ROAS is that high, so we can afford to test more and take a hit. But it's like, you have to really kind of convince them to do that. But also, so many different clients, the reporting is different for everyone, especially on the Dentsu side. We have a huge media tech team. The analytics team comes in, and I'm like, well, let's see what we're going to be working with this time, because it's different. And with the partners, they're also doing multi-channel, multi-funnel as well. So sometimes I look at it and I'm like, don't know how it looks like that, but okay. It's not the same. It's not the same across the board. And whether it be, okay, we're going to prioritize first click, last click, this or that. At the end of the day, it will look however you set it up to look.
That's interesting.
If that makes sense.
Is that a challenge in the sense that pretty much every client's different in terms of how they define success?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's why, again, back to the conversation, setting proper expectations and having a really good understanding of the client's needs and what you're trying to do. That strategy is very important because you want to strategize and be aligned with them in order for that success, like what does winning look like to them? What does success look like to them? It's important for you to understand that.
So ultimately, we're trying to get more investment in the channel, right? I think we saw the e-market, so it was $6 billion in 2018, $9 billion last year. It's going to be $10 billion this year. 2.7% though of overall spend. What do you all think needs to happen to start getting those who control the budgets to put more dollars into the channel? David James, I'm going to start with you.
I think it's happening. I think there was a question in the last last panel that was talking about did COVID help affiliate? And it absolutely, it helped it because it transformed it, right? You had TikTokers that didn't have a massive following, but had a very niche target that they understood who their audience was. And they were willing to go out there and do an affiliate link for a conversion rather than be paid $10,000 for a post and then have to go out there and hustle and find somebody else to pay them for a post. So they understood who their audience was, and they said, I'll get, it's residual revenue for me, for my future, because new people are gonna find me, they're gonna go back to my older posts, they're gonna click on my links, I know what they want. So I think there is that evolution of affiliate really coming to meet the advertisers where they wanna be, right? They wanna drive performance, and affiliate fits that need by being able to do it on multiple different channels. It doesn't just have to be couponing, it can be content, it can be influencers, podcasts, the whole 9 yards.
But I mean, Patricia, it feels like we've matured as a channel, actually.
Yeah.
Like I appreciate our conversation and a lot of things we heard today about traditional beliefs of coupon sites and loyalty sites, which I think we all agree are actually beneficial. So if we've matured as a channel where we have, the New York Times was on stage here this morning, right? That's a good thing for our business. Are there other things, though, that have to happen to get the dollars in as well?
So I think it's not a challenge of getting the dollars, because I can go into any, when we are planning how much media budget I need for a quarter, and the planner says, well, we've allocated 4% to you. I'm like, okay. Because I'll spend what I spend. Has anybody here ever not gotten more money? Really, because it's so efficient. So I'll take your 4%, and when I need 6% more, you'll give it to me from another channel. I think the challenge is, can I spend that money? So I'd rather go in and take 4% and aim internally to maybe take 20% of the budget, but how do I go out there and spend more? And I think one of the challenges is that, to get that scale, you kind of do have to go with the sub-networks, but the sub-networks don't always want to give you the transparency. And when you're working with enterprise-level clients, it's hard to kind of go out there and let the sub-networks do what they need to do without giving you that level of transparency. So I think we just need an easier way to spend our money.
Well, is it easier, or is it an easier way to spend the money, or are you saying the distribution is not fully there, or the opportunity to optimize what you have is still challenging?
I think it's the distribution, because once we get in there and we get something live, I think the optimizations kind of naturally happen.
Mm-hmm. Jade, what do you think?
I think this could also go back to something that Patricia brought up about staffing. I know for myself, challenge accepted, I've managed programmatic programs outside the network. We do a lot of things on the Dentsu side that, hey, they want to launch in this particular channel and do this kind of test. Oh, we can do that. It may not be something that's tracked through the network, but then you need more bandwidth if that's the case. So sometimes you want to spend more, you want to take on more, but then you need the support in order to manage it, especially with managing certain types of channels or campaigns outside of a network, just so that you can work around not having the tech or something along those lines can be a hindrance or a challenge.
So let's talk about that, staffing, right? And I actually like this conversation, because I really do think that, cliche, but the people are sort of the lifeblood of this industry. Is there a shortage of talent today, Jade?
I wouldn't say there's necessarily a shortage. I think that, well, we're coming from the agency side. Agency life is not for everybody. You got to be a little bit crazy and down for the ride and down for the cause. And so, finding someone that's, a bit of a maverick and just willing to roll with the punches and dodge the bullets and kind of be respectfully bold. You're looking for that. I've noticed that in hiring, actually branching out and hiring people that may not necessarily have affiliate experience, but more paid search experience, because paid search in itself is multi-channel, or having like paid social experience, they're ones you can teach that, too, if they're willing to learn, as long as the willingness is there. Having that performance marketing skill set as a base from the other channels, you can make that work just fine.
Patricia, what do you look for when you're hiring people?
Oh, goodness. So I look for the things you can't teach, because I can teach somebody how to do affiliate. We can teach them how to pull links and do all that sort of stuff. But can we teach them how to create relationships? Can we teach them how to speak excitedly about a channel that sometimes you need to really amp people up about to get them on board? And can they also, are they a good people manager too? I think there's the thing with our industry is that there's a lot of really amazing people in it, and then there's a lot of people that kind of hide behind our ROAS numbers, because an affiliate program always looks good because the ROAS is always there, but can the ROAS be better? Can your program be more elite? Can your program do more? Can it hit more KPIs? And I think there is a bit of a gap of people that are willing to really try to push the channel into that next kind of more, I don't know what the right term is, but kind of elevated approach towards the channel.
Some of the best advice I ever got when I became a manager and it came to hiring was, y'all might have heard this before, but skill versus will. You could teach the skill, you can't teach the will.
So that's how I got the job at Rakuten.
Absolutely. David James, let me ask you, are there different skill sets that folks in the partnership world need today that maybe differs from a few years ago, that maybe you look for when you're hiring?
Yeah, I think is there a unicorn out there? We're a small industry, right? Affiliate specifically is a tight niche. There's not a ton of people who have a lot of experience in affiliate, and the extended experience within affiliate that we've blossomed into, right? All the different channels that we're talking about. So I think it sort of takes a village, right? It's not just somebody who is going to be the manager of an account. It's like you have to have a marketplace partnership team. You need somebody who's got analytic experience and have them work together with that person. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if there's one trait that I look for as much as just someone who's curious. Right? Again, if they don't have experience, the channel is so different. Like, how do you explain affiliate to somebody who's never been in this space? So it's just having that curiosity to think about what they could be doing for their client in terms of expanding into partnerships, expanding into someone who's going to drive performance for our clients.
That's a good point too. I think there's the skills someone has to have, but also it seems like the partnership channel is expanding where, I don't know, there are new roles apparently that are needed. Like traditionally it was like, here's my account manager. Mm-hmm. But I know, from my history, like a business analyst becomes that much more important. Are there other roles that you guys see like coming into the agency world that are critical to managing an affiliate program, Jade?
Yeah, I've been working a lot more closely with the integrated marketing team, the planning team, and just their over strategy for the brand. Mm-hmm. And it's important to work closely with them because, again, as is mentioned, that's the benefit to coming to a full service agency. As we are cross-channel, we work very closely with the other channels and can collaborate with them and work closely with them. And so getting to know that person, an integrated marketing person usually has knowledge of all channels. So kind of like affiliate person would be good in a role like that too. And so that they can sort of speak to, performance is, the CAC or whatever's too high here, we should shift budget over here. And as they're sort of allocating budget and dollars, they're keeping you in mind, but it's like they have a proper understanding of that, instead of you having to go back on the back end and after the fact and say, hey, yeah, I don't know what you did, but you need to move this around. So, yeah.
And then just to kind of wrap up on the team stuff a little bit, I do want, this is tactical, but I think it's important. When you think about your teams, right, a lot of what they do in terms of running a program is managing the publisher part of the business, right? You're probably getting pitched all day long, right? New publishers, optimization opportunities. If you were talking to the publishers here or on the live stream, what are things that are important for publishers to know when bringing opportunities to you all? Because you represent some huge brands. What should publishers be thinking about to get it in front of the agency account team and hence, hopefully establish a partnership with one of your brands?
Yeah, I think the publisher relationships that work best are the ones that really, they come in and they're also really interested in our client's business. So not just, don't throw me a rate card and with some simple demographics about your site, ask what this client wants to do, what they're trying to do, what their limitations are, what their goals are, and then come to me and say, this is how we actually think we could be a solution for that. And also be creative, because maybe some of these large enterprise brands don't work in traditional ways, or cashback's a complete no to them, but maybe we can be creative with their refurbished products, or maybe we can be creative and change the word from coupon to promo. Get creative with me and really make it a partnership, because I think that sometimes is lacking, even though we're trying to rebrand affiliate marketing into performance partnerships. So.
David James?
I think it's sort of innovation, right? Everything we talk about, I'm sure you guys are on the same boat, everything we talk about as a big holding company, AOR, is data-driven. Everything's data-driven. When we're talking about search and social and programmatic, it's data-driven. That doesn't mean that data-driven has to not be an affiliate. It traditionally has not been, but where we're finding a lot of success is when we can partner with clients and publishers that have data that we can be really specific within the programs that we're running. So we're not just sort of blasting it out to anybody who comes to your site. We're actually being very specific about the people we're talking to and the types of way we're going to talk to them. And we can do that through data and audiences that we have that you may also have that you can look at on your site.
Jade, any thoughts on publishers and how to approach the agencies as a representative of the brand?
Yeah, I think the others hit the nail on the head. You have to be willing to put in the time and strategize with us. And it shouldn't just be a one-size-fits-all. Here's my rate card. Let us know what brands you want, to have exposure on our site or for us to work on campaigns with. Because especially now, it's a lot more of a sophisticated strategy. It's going to be more complicated to get that spend and to make it work. We need for certain things to be in place, because maybe we need you to produce content, but that content's then going to be taken and shared with paid social, or maybe we want to run a social whitelisting campaign or something like that. Can you do that? Sometimes it's me reaching out to a partner hey, I saw that you have this really great SEO content or article. Can you do social whitelisting? Can we have a call, you, me, and the paid social manager, and figure this out? So sometimes it's also not being afraid to ask them, have you thought about doing this or that? Do you want to give it a try? So it's a two-way street, but they have to obviously be willing to want to work with you at that level and
Kind of
invest
a
the
give
time.
and a get, right? So I think we're out of time. Just real quick down the row here. I mean, my question would be, for the future of affiliate, what do you expect to see in terms of the next major change in the channel, let's say in the next 3 to 5 years? David James, I'm going to start with you.
I think tracking, identity, right? Those pieces that are a major issue within the programmatic space, they're going to come down the pipe to affiliate as well. So being able to identify an individual customer, be able to identify the multiple devices that customer has, to then be able to quantify that person actually converted through your channel. It's going to be a challenge across the board, and it's coming to affiliate really quickly. So I think it's something that if we can get in front of, it's going to put us in a great position.
Patricia?
Yeah, I think the cool thing about affiliate is that we've been future-proofing against the cookieless future for at least 9 years now-ish, right? Server-to-servers existed. So we're in a really great spot, and I think we're going to get a lot more attention once people figure out that, oh, wait, this is a channel that kind of already knows what to do here in this uncertain time. So what I'd like to see is that the tech companies like the Partnerize is working and really understanding how traditional media ad ops systems work and how we can actually get it truly integrated with the floodlights or however we're tracking the rest of the media so that we get that proper seat at the table.
Yeah, that's my point.
What she said.
What she
Teeing me up
she
and
said.
then, yeah.
Jade, you've had the longest now to think about it, so you have to have the best answer.
Yeah. And in support to what they're saying, other than the tech challenge and issues, which will meet that challenge, I'm sure Partnerize will come up with something great. is just the evolution of affiliate and how people think about it. We've heard throughout the presentations today, partnership marketing. Also, we know that PR, influencer, affiliate, it's all kind of merging into one. I've seen more PR agencies over the last couple of years hire affiliate people to kind of come up with that more full funnel approach. And I think that evolution will just continue. So I don't know whether that we have a different name and we're not affiliate anymore, but just the multi-channel nature of it and just the fact that accepting that we go where we need to go and we're not really just sort of in this one channel, we're all channels. Maybe people will just sort of accept that and get out of the way.
That's a great way to end. Thank you guys for your time. Thanks to the Partnerize team for letting us come up here and talk about the agency business and the channel. Thank you so much.